Okay, so around
All right, we're back.
okay, so we were looking at Megan, Harry and Megan, Megan's new bun in the oven, if you will. They're going to have an addition to their family later on this year, and they haven't revealed the sex, but it's a boy, and it looks like she might have some problems with the pregnancy, but aside from either being a little premature or maybe breech, it looks like the birth will go well. Yeah, so good on them. It's always nice to see another royal. Okay.
Hi, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day. And I hope that you're all watching this with your main squeeze. And there's some chocolates or those funny hearts with the sentences on them. You know which ones I'm talking about?
The message hearts?
Yes, yes. Oh, I love those. You know, you can make all kinds of little sentences with them. It's great. So now I know that a lot of you are waiting to ask me questions, but first I want to look at the bizarreness that's going on down south. I'm not as upset as a lot of people about the acquittal simply because I don't think that there was any kind of punishment for it anyway. But we're going to see what actually is coming up for Mr. Donald Trump just in general for 2021. Okay. Boy. So it looks, first thing we get is the Ten of Swords. So the first half of this year is going to be a little rough for the Don. He's going to have some legal issues, but then it turns around to a bright new beginning for him. And when I look at what he's doing right now, he's looking to his past. And so he's kind of rehooking with some of the connections he had before his White House days. He's also a little confused about which opportunities he's going to take. I really do think that he's eventually going to end up with some sort of a broadcasting company there. Yeah, he may have gotten acquitted by the Senate, but it does not look like the like Georgia or New York is going to acquit him. It looks like by the middle of the year he's going to have four serious charges coming up against him. Between now and June, he loses about half of his supporters. Yeah, he's going to fight pretty hard, and I have a feeling that he's going to go through a few lawyers, but eventually he'll run out of lawyers, and he'll have to go with his plan D. It's funny because here I don't see any travel, and I've always had the feeling that he's going to travel outside of the country. But this year is going to be kind of 50-50 for the Don. He's going to have a rough start of it, but by the end of the year, he's going to be back on track and broadcasting from somewhere. And talking about the year, we had the Chinese New Year this year, so we changed from the year of the steel rat, was terrible, to the year of the steel ox, which I think are going to find much more favorable energies. There's going to be more of a concern about children's issues, which means there's going to be more of a concern with women's issues and poverty issues. So it's not going to be the same old there. I find that justice is going to be more truly conservative, not the kangaroo court stuff that's going on right now. Although I think you're going to still see a bit of that going through February, and that's just because you have the influence of the tiger in February, and the tiger and the ox really don't get along that well. But when you change over to the rabbit energy of March, you're going to find that the world in general becomes much more peaceful. Okay, so who do we have here and whose questions first?
Haunting Live is with us. Ava, Marcy, Tanya's here. Bonita's here. Cheryl's here.
Oh, hi, everybody. It's so nice to see you.
Nobody's asked a question yet.
Haunting Live, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next week. And Ollie and I were just discussing that maybe we can get together and do a little video that we can put up on our site.
Can you push those cards up?
I would be happy to
Try
push.
and keep the ones you spread open, like in the inner circle.
Okay, there we go. Is that better?
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome sauce. Okay, and so
Bonita wants to know about love this year.
Bonita and love, and we're using the Pamela Coleman Smith deck here, and this has some additional cards to it, which is very nice. Love, you get the Six of Wands, but it's the Six of Wands reversed. So I think you're going to have to wait more until you get closer to the summer, because that 6 seems to be an operative number there. You know, for things to really catch fire. You've got something going on, but it just seems like it's not quite meshing yet. Sometimes relationships come off to a slow start, but whoever is kind of around you where you're thinking, does he or doesn't he, does he or doesn't he? He does, but it's just going to take a while. So we've got 2 months to, 2 to 6. So, sometime between, say, April and June, you're going to find somebody who's kind of been semi-flirting with you coming a little closer, and this actually establishing something. So it takes a while, but it's worth the wait. So anybody who would like a reading with your queen, just send us an email to thequeenofoogaboga@gmail.com, and I can set up a reading online with you. Or I just heard from the spa, Ontario is going into the orange this week, which means that the spa will be open again. So I'll be also available for in-person readings at the spa near the tracks. And at the end of this video, we always put up their number, so you can call the spa near the tracks to get an in-person reading with your queen, or just send me an email and we'll arrange something online. So who's next?
Cheryl wants to know about messages for 3 daughters of a friend who's passed.
Okay, that's confusing. So
She wants to know whether that friend has passed us any messages for his daughters.
okay, yeah, let's look at that, Cheryl. And I'm going to use the Rudrashka just because that seems to be. And it's kind of second hand, so just give me a second here to try and make a connection. And that was a mother that passed?
I don't know.
Okay.
The messages are for the daughters.
Right. Okay. So. I'm having a real hard time with this, Cheryl. I think it's because it's sort of a friend of a friend sort of thing. I would really like the 3 daughters to tune in and ask me themselves. Let's see, but I am getting some movement on the Rudrashka seed. Okay, there is I'm getting a feeling that this is a spirit that is very much around her daughters. So they just need to become a little bit more receptive If they're having a hard time connecting, this would be a good time for them to smudge their homes and just make sure that it's spicky, spacky clean, because there is a spirit that wants to break through and talk to them. Okay, so thank you for your question.
Tanya wants to know about her new relationship.
Ooh, on St. Valentine's Day. Oh, that sounds.
Of course.
Oh. Okay, so Tanya and a new relationship. I have to pull one more, Tanya. This one right here. Oh, all right. So it feels like it might be a little stop and go for a while. I think that both of you are coming in not teenagers, and both of you have kind of baggage and expectations that you need to work on. But I see a great deal of potential in this relationship. As you can see over here, you have the World, and even reverse, the World is a good card. And it shows that this is something that you can be grounded in. I can see why they said that I needed to draw a third one, because this card right here, the fourth card, I mean, the fourth card right here, the Three of Pentacles, is giving me sort of a timing. This is a relationship that's well worth the effort. It's well worth building it up, and it says that you guys can be to the point of feeling committed and just having that feeling that this is forever, for life, within 3 years, which is pretty fast. That when I look up 3 years, I see a good foundation built there, and a relationship where you guys are making plans for the future. That's awesome. Yeah, you've got a nice little sapling there. Take good care of it.
Angelo is here. He wants to know about Alicia.
Angelo, did you buy Alicia a flower? I want you to go. I think I told you to go out and buy Alicia a yellow rose.
His question is the same it always is.
I know.
What does she think about me? How's the outcome going to come?
I know. Girls are scary. I know we're scary. So I'm just going to pick the smaller cards, the Lenormand deck.
All right.
The maybe Lenormand. Okay, so. Okay, Angelo. Yeah, you need to let her know how you feel. You know, you can't get yourself stuck in the friend territory. And I think I told you that last week too. I worry about. I worry that maybe you're being a little too nice. And I really hate to say that, but you might want to kind of show a little bit more macho around her, but definitely make communication. Even if you have to fake confidence, show confidence. Look her in the eye and give her a red rose. And let her know you think she's pretty. You don't have to, you don't have to go overboard or anything, but make a straightforward approach to her. That's handing a girl a red rose and telling her she's pretty is definitely saying, I'm interested in you as a romantic partner. And I think you need to be clear with her on that. Because I worry that she should be looking for a guy like you, and she's looking for snakes. So let her know how you feel without hesitation, and pretend to be confident.
Haley wants to know how Cole is going to respond when she texts him they should get back together. How's that going to turn out?
Oh, Haley, don't do it.
It's Valentine's Day. Everybody's horny tonight.
Shh, that's one. Is Virgo Queen around?
Not yet. Not yet.
Don't tell, nobody tell her that I asked. Okay, so we were looking, Haley wanted to know about what Cole's going to think.
Cole, yes.
Oh. You don't want to give men that kind of control, Haley. They don't know what to do with it. Mm-mm-mm. Oh. Haley, he will, even though he will take you up on your offer of getting back together, so to speak, know that he also has another girl on the line, because there's another female energy here. And I worry that, it's kind of being hidden from you. And when I look at what happens with Cole, he shows up as a bear, but a bear with two coals in the fire, with two irons in the fire. Right here, he's going to try and juggle two girls at once, and you're one of them. So I'm not sure I'd be trusting of him, but if you just wanted him to come back and see you, well, he'll come back and see you. He's happy to do that.
So the eggs in that basket are rotten?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, there's always like when you leave somebody, there's a reason. You know what I say about shoes pinching?
Angel wants to know what kind of a chance he has with Alicia. And I'm sure I'm butchering her name.
It's a very pretty name. I'll pick out my old friends here, Angel. But
no, the runes, come on.
The runes, yeah. Faint heart never won fair maiden.
I think maybe since it's Valentine's Day, all the readings should be with the runes.
No, the runes can be a little rude sometimes. But Angel, let's see. I think you got to show her some testosterone, so she knows that you don't want to just be her girlfriend. Okay. You can get what you want from this relationship, but it specifically says in the year of the ox right here. Yeah, and this is not this. This tells me, and I know you've been dragging your feet for a while, but it says you've got to act this year. You can't let this go. Not if you want to, because in the now you can get what you want here, and you can and this can be a love relationship, but you've got to state what you want right now. And surprisingly enough, she'll actually act surprised. It's like she's almost forgotten you're a man. You don't want that to happen. But yeah, like I said, faint heart never won fair maiden. I'm not the one that said it, but it's a very true thing. And you've got serendipity here, so you act now, and you're right up front with it. Let her know where you stand. Pretend to be courageous. It pays off well. You get what you're looking for. And you've got a card of joy and success. You've also got a card that says that changes things, which you need a change there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Be forward, be bold.
Haunting Live wants to know about going back into lockdown before we've gotten out of lockdown. Are we out of lockdown?
On Tuesday. On Tuesday, we go to Orange.
How long is that going to last is what they're asking.
Ah, okay.
When does the third wave start? March break is what? Never?
Oh, I think they're really smart to postpone March break.
With all the school these kids have missed, they would have just canceled March break.
Yeah. The things that I'm seeing here, like right here, it talks about family and love and families coming together and being close with each other. So that's what we have to look forward to. So if lockdown even comes again, which I'm not sure it's going to, we may be past the worst of it, but once we hit April, then all the lockdowns should be over and done with. But I think they're just going to be really slow about how they do this. Yeah, yeah. There are going to be some rules with teeth in it about public safety and that. So the common sense things like we're not going to be able to cram 100 people into a small room, and I do believe that wearing masks is going to be something that's going to be around for at least a year in some places. But when I look here, I do see positive changes coming up. So we may have one more lockdown in March, but by the time April comes and the snow is melted, it's when this goes away, it's going to be like a fog lifting, like almost no rhyme or reason to it. But that's how those things always happen. Whether it's the epidemics or even the different problems that you have with food, it's always like they pinpoint here and that's here and that's here and that's all over, and then all of a sudden it's gone. It's like playing whack-a-mole in a way.
Ladies, I want to hear from you what you think about Angel leaving a gift in the car instead of giving her a gift directly.
No, Angel, you got to look her in the eye. Courage. Courage. Look her in the eye and hand her the rose or the gift, and not an expensive one. Just one from the heart. That's why I said a rose. If you happen to know what her favorite flower is, then give her favorite flower.
I think he's got the gift already.
Well, you need to give it in person. Make eye contact.
Yeah, enough of the secret admirer stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Haley also wants to know how her week is going to be. And we'll get to you, Bonita, after that.
Okay, Haley, how's the week going to be for Haley? And I'm pulling out my medieval Scapini deck because I can. Boy, those three just wanted to come out. Oh my goodness, Bonita, Bonita. Well, one thing I get is that you're going to spend some time partying with your friends. You have Temperance, and it's Temperance reversed. But it's not too badly aspected. This might be a good time, a good time for you to have a glass or two of wine with your friends. But it also feels like you've got two men vying for your attention this week. It's funny, you've got two men vying for your attention, but I think that you aren't sure you want either one of them. I think you've got your eye on somebody a little bit more younger and a little more fiery.
And which one should she pick?
That's up to her. I'm not sure which. I think that's the King of Swords. One of these guys wears a little too much. I'm not gonna say he wears too much cologne, but he wears enough cologne that you remember his cologne. I think he might wear an expensive kind of cologne because it's not like, oh yuck, I smell you before I see you, but it's kind of like you remember it and it sticks in your mind. And that guy I don't get a good feeling about. We got one that it just feels like he's too much into him. You got one that's just a little too much into himself and his looks, and then the other one is a little bit more down to earth and working on a future, actually working on a future. I think the guy that's thinking about his future and not about his wardrobe is the one to go with.
So, what are we talking about? Like Drakkar Noir?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something really douchey.
We're not even halfway through and you're already at number 2. Boy, he ate his Wheaties this morning, I swear. He's going to be a handful. So who's next, darling?
Bonita wants to know what her career as a social worker, how that would turn out. If that would be a good idea or not.
Well, let's do the Pamela Coleman Smith deck.
All right.
I like that deck.
Yeah, I think it's very fitting for this question.
Interesting. Okay, Bonita. The positive thing that works for you as far as a social worker is you have a really good understanding of the human heart, and you're lead by example kind of person, but you have a way of getting people to come to the right conclusion on their own. I think you could do very well as a social worker. The only thing that worries me is that there's something about the drinking and drug problems that you have a hard time being balanced about. You know, that a lot of people who need a social worker do have addiction issues. And for some reason, addiction issues in particular are hard for you to deal with without being judgmental. That's something you can overcome, because the positive, this card right here is one of the bonus cards, and it just shows you as being somebody that's a good leader and you work well as a team. So just think twice before you say anything or make any judgments, and you should do just fine as a social worker. You definitely have the skill set for that.
Well, there you go, Bonita.
Yes, thank you for tuning in. It's nice to see all of you.
Angel is thanking everybody for his good input and advice there. Thank you, ladies.
Yes, get a nice red stone. Get either a ruby or a tiger's eye and put it in your pocket for courage. Just an ooga booga thing that he can do. Who's next?
Hi, Suzanne.
Suzanne, it's great to see you. How are you doing?
I'm just reading the question here. Sally, to date, I have not yet got my contract. I see it coming without a doubt. Will I have a title change or a pay increase?
Oh, to heck with the title. Never ask for a title. Pay increase. Always go for the pay increase. Of course. Yes, it is coming. The card that I drew is a Page of Wands, but I get this feeling that you're still acclimating to the job and you're still learning, and they're looking for just a little more from you. So whatever you're doing, you're on the right road. You just haven't reached that level yet. So keep on improving, keep on learning, and keep on showing them what a good worker you are. Okay, yeah, don't be impatient for this. You're still in a really good spot here. But with the Nine of Pentacles on the left side, it tells me that you haven't quite reached everything that you're going to reach. And I do see a title change in front of you, and I do see a pay raise. You got a ring at the end of this path here. So that tells me that there's a pay raise. And the best thing in the whole situation, go from the 9 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. They really like you. I know you're putting down roots there, and you can be secure in doing that. You've got a good future here, and you know it, and you can see it. Don't be impatient. It's coming your way, and it's coming your way as quick as you can handle it. Know that the next step up is going to be more responsibilities, so they're just making sure that you're ready for it.
Marcy's getting her second vaccine shot on Saturday. Next Saturday.
Good for you, Marcy.
And she was wondering if she's going to be as sick as she was after the first one.
Oh, gee. Oh. Now, I'm going to keep up with my old friends here. Let's turn them around a little bit. You know, it's kind of like you're going to be sick, but in a different way. I think before maybe you might have gotten like fluish, maybe stomach or gut or something. But the next one's going to give you a headache, like a 3-day headache. Yeah. Yep. Yep. You're going to have a 3-day headache. Your husband's going to be a little sick, but you know, men can be very dramatic when they're sick, because it's kind of like you've got a 3-day headache, and the first 2 days are spent listening to him about how bad he feels. But that's okay. It's better than the COVID.
Very much true. Very much true.
Yes, you're really lucky. I'm so glad that you're getting the vaccine. I hope that everybody out there can get the vaccine sooner rather than later.
Hi, Tab Joe. Tab Joe would like to know whether Ken has decided to come towards her or walk away. So, to summarize, is Ken coming or going?
Well, there seems to be good fortune here.
Oh. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, there seems to be good fortune here, because you have the crane, but right here you have like the brazier. It's there's a feeling of claustrophobia, and I just wonder if I'm not so worried about Ken coming back. I'm just worried about him being a little controlling, because that's what the cards are telling me, that yes, he's going to come back, and yes, you're going to feel lucky, but there's kind of this, after a while, the controlling is going to get to you. But you know, you got the Queen of Hearts and the King of Hearts here, so as long as you can get the upper hand, this might just work out well. Yeah, there's potential here.
Well then, Lulu wants to know whether Initial J will choose her.
Okay, so we're going to... the reason I'm doing this one-handed is because I have a broken shoulder. Okay, so is Jay going to choose her? Yeah, he's just taking his time because I'm getting 6 days to a week. So he's still kind of dragging his feet, but overall, you've got the nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles is somebody who's happy and secure where they're at. So this does lead to something that makes you happy and secure. Okay.
All right. Well, now we have to stretch.
And now we have to stretch. Okay. So
Hi, Alicia.
hi Alicia, it's nice to see you.
She misses you.
I miss you too. Tell your beautiful boys that I said hi.
And she wants to know who's coming her way.
It's a scary question. I'm just teasing you. Let's see. Who is this? Okay. When I look at that middle card, I so see it. When I see a woman that's a lion, I see you all the way, Alicia. But she shows up upside down. So you got somebody, and you're usually pretty fast on your feet, but you got somebody coming your way that can outwit you. Huh. That's interesting. Oh, sorry. When I look at what's wrong, I'm seeing kind of a nervousness there. So I think you've got somebody coming in your life who's just come out of something really bad, and I don't feel like it's self-inflicted or anything like that. I feel like maybe he's come out of a relationship that's ended tragically, because there's just this feeling of tragedy and almost like when you hear a story, you feel sorry for him. But he's like I said, he's somebody that can just kind of turn you upside down. But you know what? A challenge might be just what you need. Yeah, and you've got a 5 here. So I think you're still looking at 5 weeks before this starts happening. But cool. You'll have to bring him down so I can meet him.
Yes, apparently we're getting together.
I hope so.
That's what she's hoping too.
Oh, well, you know where I am. Sort of.
This is how I get news.
Yeah. I think we didn't talk all week. Speaking of talking about things, I just want to mention that the event that we were planning in April has been postponed until Halloween. It is going to be the weekend of Halloween. That would be the 29th and the 30th for the Ghost of Queens event. And that will include a dinner, a pajama party, and all-day workshops, followed with a tour of the hotel, and a seance with your queen. And the producer is a moderator.
I am.
Yes, a seance with a bouncer.
No, I'm not a bouncer. I'm
a moderator.
No, spiritual security.
There you go. Okay, so
all right,
who's next?
So we got an interesting one here. Don't say army with a. We'll just go. You don't say army because. When will a love offer be coming my way? Well, it shouldn't be hard to find an empty corner today.
Okay.
That's number 3. She said offer.
Oh, an offer of love?
An offer of love.
Okay, so let's see. Which one do we want? We're just going to go with the runes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, the problem with being too focused and looking for love is that it's a way of chasing it away. Because even though there are 8 billion people, almost 8 billion people on Earth, I don't think we've made that mark yet, but close to. That means you've got 4 billion possible mates. So all you're looking for is one. So instead of looking for a relationship, start doing the things that make you happy, the things that you like to do, so you meet somebody who likes to do the same things that you like to do. You've got a reminder here with Thegas, and that's the one that I'm pointing to. That talks about rapid change. So it says that life can change on a dime. And you also have Pertho here that's right next to home. So this says that you just don't really, it talks about things starting to grow that you don't see. I think this is somebody that you're going to meet very close to home, unexpectedly close to home. Yeah, a spark of love is burning around you. So look for that to ignite, but in a most unusual manner. But I like what you have here. You've got the Ansus, which is ancestral god, but it talks about sort of a spiritual connection. And so that's nice. It's kind of like somebody that maybe you have a past life connection with is coming into your life. I like to see that. And you have Jera, which is harvest, but it's one of the mirror cards. So you have that idea of two, two benefiting. And so that bodes well for a relationship. And with these cards of the spiritual connection and of two benefiting, you have this one right here. And this one is called Manas. It's sometimes called the hug room because it's two-way success. So yes, something's coming your way, and it's going to come when you least expect it, because you've got this Pertho here, and the dice cup says you don't know what's happening. So it talks about things happening in a surprising way, and when I look at the long run, relationship wise for you, it does have this idea of serendipity and truth. You have Tiwas and you have Gebu. And so that talks about, truth, honesty. That is basically the strongest foundation of a good relationship is honesty. And you've got honesty here, and you've got love coming your way. So yes, I think that you do have something coming your way, and it's coming to you. You don't have to come to it. So just relax and do the things you like to do.
Hi, the Magician, and hi, MJ, and anybody else that's new here. Welcome to the channel. Please tell your friends about us and share the video. While the Magician wants to know what is coming my way.
Well, the Magician, well.
MJ also has a question. We'll get to MJ after.
Okay, the Magician. Okay, so let's just see what's happening for the Magician. Well, isn't that something? It feels like you're coming out of a period of introspection. Well, we have had the lockdown, because it's kind of like a period of introspection and a bit of isolation. So you haven't been able to be close to people you've wanted to be close to. Although when I look at the Six of Cups here, I do get the feeling of people from your past coming back into your life. So once this lockdown is lifted, it looks like things lift up for you too. And you are the Magician, so you do know when you see the Hierophant, positioned like this is a positive position, but the Hierophant is turned upside down, and that is saying do things in an unconventional manner. You're an unconventional kind of person. No matter how much people tell you should conform, now's the time for you to be you. Okay. And I would like to point out that you have the major arcana cards here, which talks about kind of the hand of fate at work in your life. So that's a good time to relax and enjoy the ride.
MJ wants to know about the week ahead. Sorry, a love reading for the week ahead.
I love reading for the week
I
ahead.
told you everybody was horny tonight.
The only reason I'm not calling 3 strikes on that is because he already used that once. That's a repeat. Okay.
That's a loophole? Awesome.
No. I'm trying to be nice to you. Okay, MJ, this week. Oh, somebody's making you wait. Somebody's making you wait. Okay, so love this week. Like I said, somebody's making you wait. So there's somebody who's interested in you, who should be getting in touch with you now. Boys are stupid. But it's kind of like this idea. You ask about love this week, and the first thing you get is waiting for 7 days. So you're really not going to hear about love until the weekend comes around. Things heat up a little bit there, but when you look at the end of the week, you've got Temperance, so you're feeling blessed, you're feeling balanced. So let love come to you, but kind of out to a boring start, like the beginning of the week, but the weekend will make up for it. Weekend will definitely make up for it.
Yes, Marcy. Well, it's 10 to 10.
10 to 10 already.
Yeah.
Oh, time flies. I love the time I spend with you guys and him.
You're legally bound to me.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Contractually.
And ceremonially.
Yes.
Hi, Stephanie. Yes, of course you can ask a question.
Oh, go ahead. Ask a question. Then we'll do Ontario.
Well, in the meantime, how about we do a little forecast for the winter storm that's heading our way? There's a winter storm stretching from Texas all the way to Quebec.
Oh, okay.
Texas, Tennessee, Kentucky have had record snowfalls.
Okay, so let's look at, I just throw a handful of runes about this big snowstorm. Okay. Let's say this right here is the map of North America. Let's see where these fall. Okay. Well, it looks like it kind of sweeps up. It's actually going to... It's going to be we're going to get a bit of it on Family Day. Tomorrow. But I think the storm's going to be a little bit more east than they think it is, because like here I see it coming up barreling up on Texas and Tennessee and the Appalachian states. But instead of, usually hooks up like this, where it would go through Michigan and then Ontario, it seems like it goes straight across. Like straight across Tennessee and then toward the East Coast and sort of up the East Coast.
That's pretty much the projection they have. They weren't quite sure how far north it was going to get.
It's pretty far north.
How about those poor folks
it's going to stall
in the U.S.? Have we got any power outages coming, anything like that?
Yeah. Well, sorry, I put it over here first, so I'm looking at Atlantic Canada, where the storm's going to stall a little there. So there, they might get some flooding from that. Yeah,
All
it's
right,
going to
so
stall there, and
we
let's
have
see.
Stephanie's question now.
Wow. Texas is going to be lucky. Oklahoma, not so much. Okay.
Yes, Lulu says it is snowing in Texas. So, Stephanie, why is my person, Solius, suddenly not talking?
That's simple question. One card. One card. This card right here.
What you got there?
I got the King of Swords. And the King of Swords, he's positively aspected. The King of Swords kind of has this armor that he's putting up walls because he's afraid of being hurt. I think there might have been a misunderstanding, but he's trying to sort things out. So he's protecting himself. He might have heard a bit of gossip or have somebody whisper in his ear, because it's kind of like he's kind of sorting out what's true and what's not right now. As long as you've been honest with him, you shouldn't have any problems at all. But he has a situation, and it is the way the King of Swords does things. It's just to kind of shut off and sit back and figure the situation out.
Hello, SKSK. I think you might be the last question of the night. Just type it out and we'll get to you. Oh,
Yeah. I'll use the leaner
SK
mod.
wants to learn how to do tarot card readings.
Oh, what a good question. I actually am planning on doing some classes this over the summer, and I am due to do a tarot class. Are you local? Are you local to Stratford? If not, I do have some videos on the tarot, and I can do some more, and I could probably tutor you online if you wanted to.
We might put a class together with a bunch of videos.
Sure. Yeah, that's definitely doable. You could be quite proficient at the tarot within a year. And I know you want to learn it, but just to start out, a good starting point is to get your deck and communicate with your deck. Like, throw the little white book away and just you and your deck. And every day, draw one card and ask your desk, what's your day going to be like? And just look at the card. Don't worry about the suits or anything else. Just look at the picture and write down the first couple things that come into your mind about that picture. And then at the night, just kind of reflect back on that. You do that and keep the little journal for 2 or 3 weeks, and you will find that you have pretty much well gotten to the point where you can look at a card and understand what it means. That means that you're connected to your deck and you're ready to learn more.
Alrighty, well, we'll get to the This Week in Ontario in a minute. Stephanie, a picture says 1,000 words. She says she's had to remind him that she's interested, sending him a message. Get out the crayons.
Yes.
Take a picture, put it in Photoshop, do the artistic filter on it. Mosaic.
Okay. Okay. So are we ready to do This Week in Ontario?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So which deck should I use?
Whichever you like.
Well, this is the one that's in my hand.
There you go.
Okay. This Week in Ontario. This is going to be a good week for Ontario. You've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles talks about a female energy, a well-grounded energy, a motherly type energy. I wonder if maybe we might hear something about a royal visit coming up. But overall, you've got the Ten of Cups, which means that we're getting more and more good news. Like the lifting of some of the lockdowns got us all just thrilled. We're so happy for that. And it looks like that continues. This is one of the cards I was talking about. One of the 4 bonus cards that came with the Pamela Coleman Smith deck, and this is one. It's one that I call the past. So it talks about reflecting back on the lessons of the past, and there's such a nostalgic feel there. It makes me wonder if we might have somebody. Some real classic Canadian personas, somebody like Don Cherry that just says Canada, that we have we have a memorial, so we might have a passing there of somebody, like when you get somebody that's been around for a while, it's more of
like a quintessential Canadian.
Yeah, that's it. And you have another one of the bonus cards. This card is about this card I called temptation, but it's reversed. And the thing with this card, the picture in the card, it's about kind of falling into temptation, and the siren song kind of thing, being lulled into kind of sleepy dream kind of state. And when it's reversed, it says that that's kind of being lifted up, where we're getting energized and we're coming out of our state of our dream state. So I like to see that energizing happening around Ontario. It's about time. You have when we look at the short term past, the period that we're coming out of is the Devil reversed. So we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of fixing to do. This virus and the past year has really taken it out of us. We have a lot of rebuilding to do. The good news is we're ready to start doing the rebuilding. We've kind of broken free from the devil now. Hopefully, yes, good. We have the 10 of Wands, but it's 10 of Wands reversed. So you look at the guy and he's overburdened, but if you turn it down, then that means that all the wands have fallen away and the burdens start falling away. So this is the week where we start kind of turning that corner and looking to life, actually doing stuff toward life past COVID. Okay, how the rest of the world sees us. We've got the 3 of Wands, and that, because it has to do with how the rest of the world sees Ontario. The events of last week really made the United States, like when Biden became president, the United States started to look like a little bit more of a good gamble. But after what happened last week, there are companies that are looking away from the U.S. and looking toward Canada. So we're getting some interest as far as being a good business partner with the rest of the world. That's kind of where we want to be. Definitely. There's going to be some discussion about the liquor laws this week, and during the lockdown, and they kind of relaxed the liquor laws so you could get takeout like beer and wine and stuff like that. And it looks like the changes they've made in the relaxing of the rules are going to continue, which is good. Us Canadians like our beer. Okay, so what's coming up? Worry about education, because now that they're starting to talk about opening schools and everything, we're realizing just how far behind some of these kids are. Some of these kids are actually a full year behind. So they're going to have to take a different, more aggressive approach toward education in the 2021, 2022 school year. And finally, the Emperor. The Emperor well placed. And I see that, since we're looking at Ontario, as Doug Ford. And this is the first week in a long time that I haven't gotten poor Doug Ford. So he looks good this week. He looks like he looks like our premier. So that's good. If he keeps on looking like this, he might get reelected. Who knows? All right. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Remember that I am available for online readings, and that's for anybody anywhere in the world. Just send an email to thequeenofoogaboga@gmail.com. Also, with the lockdown being lifted, I will also be available for in-person readings at Spa, and the number will be on the screen shortly. So if you want to see your queen in person, just call the Spa near the tracks and make an appointment. Also, look for me to make announcements about upcoming classes for the summer. Anybody who's interested in a class, just send me an email to thequeenofoogaboga@gmail.com. If I have a lot of interest in a particular subject, I will make sure that I teach a workshop on that subject.
Well, folks, this brings us to the conclusion of another exciting Psychic Sundays with the Queen of Ooga Booga, Psychic Sally Diane. Have a good night. Have a good week. Be well.